it's Di here from Di's Den, and welcome to another Sunday video. Well, we're getting stuck into the new year already. Isn't this amazing? Where is the time going? Anyway, I get an itchy nose today. It's very, very blowy out there and the pollen is going everywhere. So today we're going to make this card. It's called a column fold card because when it stands up you can see has a column in the middle and it will stand like so. So this one I did with all retired products, and you will notice that I put the different colour on the top to the bottom as I ran out of that colour. But this was my prototype and it still looks really good even with the two colours. I showed it to a friend of mine and she went, oh wow, I love it even with the two colours. But today we're going to be using a set that is now on the endangered species list. I don't know. This set here is actually now in the when they're gone list. It was an online exclusive product and now it's in the list of products that will be finishing. So when they are gone, they're gone. So if it's a set that you like, I suggest that you get in as quick as possible. It's one of my favourite, I must admit, I do like it. So we're going to be using this cup, and I've put the coffee in the cup like so. Let me show you because I've already coloured them and cut them out. So that's our cups there. And I'm also going to be making up, and we'll make it up together so you can see how it goes, the coffee pot. So that comes with, the coffee pot comes with this piece and this piece here, along with the handle that goes on here and the lid. So that goes together, and we're going to use these tiny little cups as well. And I'm also have done the spoon. So that's what we're going to be using. I'm going to be using, and the dots here, these splotches. I'm also going to be using Time to Celebrate Our Round We Go. I wanted something different on the inside or the back because you actually write on the back of the card here. So I actually wanted something a little bit different, and I'm going to put some of the coffee pieces down on this piece here on this card. I've got it all in my mind. And I'm also going to be using Tune In for the Happy Birthday because I actually like that font. So I've done that, and we're going to be using the Heartfelt Hexagon punch, which I've actually punched out already because I punched out one at the full size, and then I punched out a white one in the same size, and then I put a stick-it note on the end of it like so, and popped it back in. I'll show you what I mean. Popped it back in here and cut it down to the size that I wanted. So that's what I've done with that, and that's for putting my happy birthday on. So that one can go in the bin now. I'm not going to try and put that back on there. I've got thousands of the blooming things. Okay, so we're going to be using, out of the same bundle, we're going to still be using these adhesive back swirl dots, which are from the same set, and I'm going to be stamping in pecan pie. So let me show you what you're going to need. So I will make the coffee pot up with you. I've got those two little coffee cups, and we've got the coffee mug thing. We're going to make that up together when we get there. Whoops. I've also got 3 spoons and 3 coffee mugs. So I'm not sure that we're going to use all of those, but we've got them all done ready. And as I say, I've got my saying for this. It's the same width. I didn't want to try fiddling around getting this in the same length, so width-wise, I mean. But I just wanted that little bit of something to show, so we've done that. So let's get stuck into what we need here. Right, so we're going to need a main card piece, which is 10 1/8 wide by 5 7/8. And then we're going to need another piece of card for our front that measures 5 5/8 by 4 1/8. So that will give us our card that is the 4 1/8 size. Okay. We're also going to need 2 pieces of the first layer, which measure 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, and we're going to need one piece of designer series paper that measures 5 3/8 by 3 5/8, and one piece of white for the back writing panel, which is the same size, 5 3/8 by 3 5/8. For my inside panel here, you're going to need a piece that measures 5 5/8 by I can't see, I can't read that far away today, my eyes are just not going. Okay, 5 5/8 by 2 3/8, and then our piece of designer series paper here, which measures 5 3/8 by 2 1/8. For my panels on my columns, now I only put them on there because I didn't want that to be white, so they're optional. If you don't want to put them on, you don't need to, but I just thought they looked good, and they are 2 pieces that measure 5 5/8 by 1 1/4, and 2 pieces of designer series paper that measure 5 3/8 by 1 inch. So that's all the pieces we need for our card. So let's get stuck into scoring our main cards. So we're going to bring in the scoreboard. Here we go, we have our scoreboard here, and we're going to bring this in, and we're going to score this on the long side at, I don't know, I can't read that far away today, 1 1/2 inches using the small ball. 1 1/2 inches, 3 inches, 4 1/2 inches, and 6 inches, and that's it. So that is 1 1/2, 3, 4 1/2, 6, and that's all the scoring we're going to do. So we're actually going to fold and burnish all these score lines, and we're going to fold them all as if they were all folding around on each other, which is exactly what they're going to do. Okay, so you're going to have 1 2 3 4 panels at 1 1/2 inches wide, and that's going to fold right around. I must have missed one. Because that's more than that length. 4 1/8. No, that's right. It goes all the way around like that. I'm gone. I lost my plot today, I think. So that's going to go right around like so, like that. All right. So before we do that, though, we're actually going to put our panels onto these pieces here. So I've got these pieces, and I'm going to glue those together. Let's hope my glue works in this warm weather. And I'm going to glue these onto each other. Don't you hate it when I lose the plot? At least I prove to you that I'm just the same as everybody else. I can actually, whoops, that's how bad the weather is, it's dripping. I can make mistakes. I can forget what I'm doing, even though I've made the card before. Oh, excuse me, I've got a bit of glue just there, so let's pop that in the bin. Alright, so these panels here are going to go on the one closest to the biggest piece, and then on the one before, not the first column, but the second column. So, and as you can see, this glue, because of the weather today, it's really humid and blowy and all the rest of it. So because this doesn't have a right and wrong way, I'm not going to worry about which way up it goes, because it's just like splatters. So we can pop those onto those panels there like so. Oops. And that one goes on to the last one. So of the 4 panels, we're going to turn our card upside down or round the opposite way to what you need. I shouldn't say upside down in case you've got a design, a pattern that needs to be the right way. So that the long side is on the left, and we're going to pop the first one next to it. We're going to miss one, and we're going to put one on there, and then it'll be a miss. So it's miss, one, miss, one, miss. Okay, so then we're going to bring this around, and we're going to actually fold this all the way around like so. So that you get a column like this. So this piece here now will measure 4 1/8 of all the way round, as you can see just there. But this is my column bit in the middle, so I'm going to pop some glue onto this section here, which is running like blue blazes, but that's all right. Even though I've got it standing up, it's going around like everything. Now I'm going to bring that over like that and just turn that over on top of it. That way I know that it's straight and that I've got it in the right place. Okay, so when we open that up, we have our column with our 2 panels, one on this side and one on this side. So we're going to pop our piece that goes in here next, because it's easier to do this before we put our front panel on. So I'm going to have to get something to wipe this glue, I think, in a minute, if it doesn't stop running. It's been standing up and yet it's siphoning up because of this weather. So this pattern is more of a correct way. So if you have a pattern that's correct way, you need to make sure that when you cut that pattern, it is in the portraits way. If you put it in on the landscape, obviously your pattern's going to look strange. So just be aware of that. So I'm going to pop this one in here. Oh, come on, get on there. I'm having troubles. They seem to be following me today. I couldn't even find my little saying to put on my door saying, filming, do not enter. Okay, so that is the front of my card done. Now, I'm actually going to do the back of my card before I do that's the inside of the card. I'm actually going to do the back of the card before I do the front of the card. So I'm actually going to pop that bit over there because I don't need it, and I'm going to stamp this piece here with my Let's Celebrate. Oh, Time to Celebrate, sorry. Time to Celebrate. And some splotches. Not too many because I don't want to spoil the look of just having it there to write on. Okay, so now we're going to glue this one together. So this is the writing panel that goes on the very, very back, and that's the 5 5/8 by 3 7/8 and 5. I'm going to tell you, I'm really doing good today. I just dropped the bone folder on the floor, and that's the other piece is the 5 3/8 by 3 5/8. Okay, and you do need to make sure that we put this on the correct way up. So we need to turn it over so that we get it up the right way. We don't want to have to write upside down. I know I live in Australia and we're upside down to some of the world, but we don't want to be upside down for our cards. Okay, so I'll pop that one on the back like so. And we have our card that stands up like this. Now I've seen this card done where that's just the card and they've just decorated this front piece. But to me, I don't know, it just didn't look right. So that's why I did a front panel plus my other 2 panels. So I'm going to glue these all together. And once again, if you've got a directional pattern for your front piece of the card, you do need to have it in the portrait orientation. And as you can see, my glue is just oozing out everywhere. And then I'm going to glue this piece to my piece that is 5 5/8 by 5 7/8 by 4 1/8. And this is then going to glue onto here, like so. So we're going to fold this one flat, and I'm just going to push that down nicely so it's nice and flat. And I'm going to put glue onto this panel here that hasn't got anything on it. We don't want it on the one next to it. We just want it on this one. And then we're going to line these up, and I find it easier to line up standing up, the card standing up that is, and bring them together so that they match at the top, the sides and the bottom. By doing it this way, so standing up this way, you know that the bottom is going to be straight. You just need to make sure that your sides and your top are. Once you're happy with that, we can push that down really nice and tightly like so. And we have our card. Look at that, it stands there nicely. It pulls over, so it's like a zigzag, I guess, in a way. So that's our card. So let's do all our decorating. Okay, so I'm going to bring in all my bits and pieces, and I'm going to pop my pin in my glue so that no more oozes out than has to, and I'll clean that all up afterwards. I will put the pin in the glue if it goes in there, thank you. Alright, so we're going to start by stamping a happy birthday here in my pecan pie, and then we can glue those two bits together. Whew, I've got so much dust lying around in here, it's not funny. It's some trouble when it gets very dusty outside. And my husband does his exercises in here, and he has his equipment is in here for that. And he leaves the door open because this is a shed that we've had done out, and I need this glue, and so the dust gets into here a little bit. Okay, so we'll pop that onto there so that there's a little bit of gap top and bottom. That one looks a bit rough around the edge there, doesn't it? That's better. Mustn't have cut very well. Okay, so we'll make up this coffee pot so you can see how it goes. So you've got your main part of your coffee pot, and then you have the coffee itself that's in the pot. I'm going to use my tweezers if I can find them. Oops, there they are. Only because I find it easier to pop it on. Alright, so you'll see that there's a groove around the pot. You can't see it very well when you're on the screen there, but this groove will give you a bit of an idea where to pop that. Once you're happy with that, you can pop on your handle. Now the handle, you've got this curved piece here, and you've got this straight bit along the side. That's the way it goes on the pot, like so. So we want to put glue just on this curved piece here. And once again, I'm going to put that on with my tweezers, and I'm going to just line that edge here up with the edge of this pot and bring this so that they're even at the top. Right, like so. So it's at the handle is at the top of the pot there, and this is even across there. Once you've done that, we can just pop our little lid on. I'm going to pop that on so that just putting the glue onto, you'll find this is like two pieces. I'm just putting the glue onto the first piece. Okay, that way it will grip just there at the top. It will grip just there at the top. Well, it will if I get it on there, won't it? There. Alright, so once we've done that, we've got our pot lid on. Our handle sticking there nicely. And we have our pot. I am now going to put the pin on the glue because at the present time I'm not sure how I'm going to decorate my card. So let's pop that in there. So, do I put the coffee pot and 1 cup here with a couple of spoons and my happy birthday? Yep, I think that's the way I'm going to do that one. So let me start by popping some dimensionals, wherever I've put them, onto my happy birthday. I'm going to chop up these pieces. I don't like wasting, as I've said to you before. I think that it's silly just to waste them when we don't need to. That one needs to be moved over a tiny bit more, that's it. And I'm going to pop this down in this corner here. Okay, so my spoons I'm going to put on with a bit of glue so that they're flat. Pick up my tweezers again, pop that one on just there. That one's got a funny mark on it, so we'll use this one. Okay. So let's pop that one there. Okay, pop. Oh dearie me, this glue is really going everywhere. Stop siphoning, because when it does that it dries in the nozzle. Okay, so we're going to pop some bits on this one. Along with a couple of the larger ones and one small one on the handle there, or two maybe, two on the handle I think, just there. I'm going to pop him on an angle. I don't like things too straight. I'm a bit of a pop things on an angle person. Alright, so we're going to just pop some more on these coffee pot. Well, we are when we pick them up. A couple of small ones on in between. Okay. Oh, come on, get off the back of that one. That's it. Pop a little coffee pot just on the here. So that's the front done. So we need to just push this back this way a tiny bit for a moment and decide whether we're going to put a couple of big cups and this other spoon here or just a little cup. I think I'm going to use these bigger cups And I'm going to glue them down flat because we're going to be on the inside there, so we need to make sure that they are glued down flat so that the card will lay flat. Now you could use this area for your writing panel, but it would be very narrow, so I like a space that's large enough to write in. So we're going to just see how we go, and I will leave that bit up to you. It's optional whether you want to make this into your writing panel there or not. So just pop the pin in there. If I can find the end of the glue. Come on. I can't even find the end. That's how bad the amount of glue is coming out. There we go. Alright, so all we've got left to do now is to put our bits on the front of this one. So I think I'm going to use these medium coloured ones. So I'll pop one here. One here. And one just there, like so. So what do you think? Do you like that column fold? It's different. It lays flat and still fits into an envelope to send. So it stands up nicely and it stands up very firmly, you know, it's a very sturdy card. So that's my original one, and that's the one we made, and these products here are actually on the waiting to be retired list. So it's not called retired anymore. I can't remember what it's called. Last chance, I think it's called last chance. So these are in the last chance list. So once they're gone, they're gone. So I hope you've enjoyed today's card, and if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. I do like to hear from you all. And I will see you all again next week. And oh, by the way, if you would like the written tutorial for this card, just head down below here. You'll find the link to Di's for Stamping, Crafting and Tutorials. It's my Facebook group, and we look forward to seeing you there too. Bye for now.